In 1995, James Miller is living in Los Angeles with his single dad. His father, Robert Miller, has been preparing him throughout his childhood for his future role as the human resistance leader against Skynet, the artificial intelligence that will be given control of the United States nuclear missiles and initiate a nuclear holocaust on August 29, 1997, known thereafter as Judgment Day. However, Robert was arrested and imprisoned at a mental hospital after attempting to bomb a computer factory, and in 2029, Skynet sends a new Terminator, designated as T-1000, back in time to kill James.
Sorry, I have to interrupt you. It wasn't Skynet, it was Professor Apocalypse.
Oh, yeah, no, let me fix my notes.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
All the rest of it sounds okay, though, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Professor Apocalypse, okay. Welcome to Reference.
Dogs, they're coming. They're coming your way. They'll be here soon.
James, it's time for school.
I'm up.
Don't be frightened. I'm here to help.
Where'd you come from?
You sent me here. From the future.
Hello, James Miller. I am you. Something terrible is about to happen. You're the only person who can stop it. Professor Apocalypse has sent a robot cat back in time in order to reign over the world in tyranny. James, I sent RoboRex here to assist you with anything you need.
You mean he's like Rex?
He is Rex from the future. James? I just got an emergency call. I gotta go. Is there something you want to tell me?
Nope.
Okay.
This went in a different direction than I expected.
Okay, so...
You know, every time I watch one of these movies, I'm like, I know how this goes. And then we go, nope, no, I didn't know. Okay,
No.
Interesting. New.
So, it's a fun family film about bullying and parents getting, back in good standing with their kids and learning about life.
And the horrors of existence and how dogs die.
Time travel.
Stalking.
Yeah.
Lots of stalking.
Stalkers. Yeah, very important thing for kids to learn about.
This movie's weird. It starts out, so here's the thing, is that right from the beginning, I started to check out instantly because I was like, oh, fuck, I know exactly where this movie's going. You start out with, kid, oh, look, it's single dad, kid genius, single dad, and then he's got a dog, because at first I was like, oh, he's not going to be allowed a dog, and then he's going to get a dog, and it's going to open
Then
up,
he gets the robot
and then it's
dog.
going to open up their hearts, and then he'll have a dog at the end of the movie, and then it's like, oh, no, he's got a dog already, okay, weird, and then he gets a robot dog, and you're like, oh, okay, so, an alien ship crashes, but it's not an alien ship. We'll get to that. So it looks like an alien ship crashes, and a weird robo cat comes out of it, and I'm like, okay, so, and then there's a second crash, and the dog comes out of it, and I'm like, all right, so cat's evil, dog good, because sure.
Cop dog from Future.
Yeah.
Future robot
okay,
cop dog.
but we didn't know it was Future Dog yet. That's what I'm saying. Is that so? When that first happened, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is obvious. So even when the cat first crashed and it looked like it was pretty obvious the cat was gonna be evil, we were like, oh, okay, well, there's gonna be a robot dog that shows up somewhere somehow, and then it's gonna be like, oh, there's two different aliens that are coming down, and the robo dog alien is gonna befriend the human child, and they're gonna stop the bad alien. And then it becomes a fucking Terminator 2 movie out of nowhere. It's like, wait, what?
It's just Terminator 2, yeah.
It's like, no, I send it back in time to help myself. It's my dog that died, the dog that you see at the beginning of the movie. And I've uploaded his brain into this.
the dog that the kid is playing hide and seek with and throwing a frisbee and giving good pets, that dog fucking dies at some point, and this kid just, like, cuts open his skull, grabs his brain out in graphic detail, and just puts it into a dog body, like a robot dog body. Like dog meat Fallout style.
Please, master, you have given me the curse of sentience. Please end me.
Yeah.
Please end me.
No.
Please end me.
And then he creates time travel and sends his robot dog back in time to deal with Destructocat, because Professor Apocalypse is going to destroy the world with a crystal that his mom gave him that has... What the fuck?
The story of this gets real convoluted, and for no good reason, because they don't resolve a lot of it, which is what I really love.
No, they don't.
Like, there's like... So there's a time crystal that... Okay, that is... It's like, oh, there's an element in the universe that is so powerful it can control time. And this kid has a special necklace with a crystal on it. I'm like, okay, so that's the element. Nope! No, it's not.
It's code for the element, which is written...
It has a code
which is etched into the crystal that only shows on a reflection that goes through it if you were passing light through the crystal to create a rainbow through it, like you would a prism, which then needs to be decoded by a robot dog who can change that random text into code, and then it needs to be ciphered.
Yes. And then that will give you the access to the element. It's like, motherfucker, that's not how elements work. Like the code for the element. What
and
code?
Then you can synthesize the element in a lab that allows you to travel back in time. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the family stuff could go to hell.
Yeah, I'm mocking it, but it's only because it's... I still like it. It's better than the family shit. It's way better than talk.
See? The reflection.
Oh, okay.
See, you're dumb. See? They did put it in the crystal. You're just stupid.
No, that's fucking... No. No.
It's a story.
I'm not stupid. The movie's stupid.
No, you're real
because
dumb.
I didn't bring my intelligence down to the movie doesn't
Look
make
at
it
how
my fault.
smart this film is, you big dummy. Got him.
Whoa, you wouldn't take a picture of an NFT, would you, little girl?
Whoa.
I will not.
You wouldn't
She's
download
totally
a car,
taking
would
picture of
you?
that NFT. How dare she? You know, how you make elements through coding. They just hack elements into existence. That's how you do it. If you code hard enough, you can hack time.
Yes!
Apparently.
Time hacker.
Yes,
That's
he's
this
a fucking
movie.
time hacker.
Holy shit. This movie's so steampunk at times. It
This
makes no
movie
sense.
gets fucking wild. And then there's a lot of subverted expectations in this, because they have Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah, Dr. Robotnik / Dr.
Yes.
Doc Ock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a little bit of Christopher Lloyd in there. There's like 10% Back to the Future. But it's like, oh, he's trying to make an unlimited power source. Where have we heard this before? From the time crystal thing. And at the end, it's like, oh, he's like, oh no, it's running rampant and it's gonna explode. And now I can't make the free energy source for everybody. And I'm like, okay, well, here's where he sacrifices himself. And he's like, all right, I'm leaving. I hope you kids fucking die. Peace
fucking
out,
leave.
bitches. And just jumps out and like leaves. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's a very, that's a very different thing than I expect. Oh, we're not going that direction. Okay. No, he's just a dick.
It's weird that they also made Professor Apocalypse the morale officer of the Star Trek Voyager.
Mm-hmm.
Far be it from me to bother anyone. If you really want me to leave, I'll leave. Destructocat is at your service. He'll get you anything that you need.
Yeah.
There's a couple of actors in this that I'm like, oh god, I recognize them
Neelix.
from what? From where? And it's like, oh, it's the Farscape
There's definitely Neelix in this movie, and there's definitely what's-his-face from Farscape and Stargate.
Yes. Yep.
Who's just generic military man guy, who's also a cop in this
He
film.
cannot act. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
No.
I don't know if it's just that he didn't care enough for this movie, and maybe he acts in the other things that he's been in, but boy, it feels like he's very much just stoic man guy, huh?
he's very much a brainwashed soldier character.
Yeah.
Like, stand straight, show no emotion, talk in a monotone voice.
Mm-hmm.
I am policeman.
Yes.
That's all he is.
Yeah.
And he's probably really good at playing those specific characters, right? That specific character is what he gets typecast as. Because in every movie, in every show, he's just military man, soldier guy, police dude.
Sure.
He's not good at any of it.
Yeah, but you said he's good at them.
That's his typecast.
So I'm just like, yeah, he's typecast as them, but I wouldn't say he's good at them.
He's typecast as what I meant,
yes.
I guess. Like, that's what he's being
Yeah, he's
hired
utilized for the reason of he can't act.
Yes, just like the kid. The kid can't act.
God, the kid is the worst. The kid's amazing.
No. But the other kid, who also can't act,
is even more
is at least, like, entertaining.
Yes, she is at least fun. The main child is, like, he has to do most of the heavy lifting in this film as far as acting and stuff goes. And holy shit, he can't act. It's frustrating to watch him on film, honestly, for any amount of time. I get that kid actors are always, like, a crapshoot. This might be the worst child actor I've seen.
This could have broke out at any moment and said, "Now this is pod racing," and it would have felt.
It would have felt, yes, yeah.
Would have been the same actor.
He's constantly like, "Oh, my mother is in," like at one point. Okay, so the time crystal also, when they open up time portals, it spells out his name because it's actually his mom from the past sending him messages because. I don't know. They don't actually get into it any further than that because they just kind of forgot about it. And he just goes like, "Oh, it's my mom from the past. It's not just time travel. She's sending me a message."
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom. Like, that's,
well, to be fair, he learned his acting from his cop dad.
Yes. Like, at one point, part of it is also, okay, I guess I can't entirely blame the child, because I wrote down a line that he has at the end of it, where the dog is dying. RoboRex decides to sacrifice himself, and he goes, "Well, RoboRex, I have to say, at least if you're going to die," and then this is the line, "Thank you for the adventure of a lifetime." What fucking 10-year-old child says that to their dying friend in a very monotone voice? Thank you for the adventure, I guess.
Yeah, some dumbass writer.
So bad.
Oh my god. So, it's weird too, because the main character is like 5 different kids in one.
Oh god,
He's 5 kids.
He's
one of them. He's inventor kid. Yeah.
This feels like a self-insert style character, but it doesn't really make sense because it's like a child. Like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's meant to be a self-insert, but at the same time, it has like all the characteristics of like the fan service self-insert character that can just do everything.
Him and RoboRex are both Mary Sue's.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, he's inventor kid.
Mm-hmm.
He's also comic drawing kid. He's also jeweler kid. He's also science kid.
Yes.
And then what else is he's like also like action hero kid
at various points. Yeah, he kind of just he does basically everything. Imagine like, because like you're saying, like John Connor is kind of action hero kid, like Terminator 2,
basically,
where like he can like do like stunts on his dirt bike, and he's kind of a little shit, so like he knows to run from the cops, right? Like when the Terminator shows up as a cop, because it's like, kids trust cops, and John Connor's like, no, fuck cops, and that makes
fuck a cop.
Yeah. And like this kid kind of has like a little bit of that street smart attitude in a way, like to kind of make it try and seem like that. But, like, he also, as you said, he does big Rube Goldberg devices to wake himself up in the morning and do all these different kinds of things. But then he also has, like, when he's sitting in class, he's just doodling. And they took, like, a professional artist's drawings and had the kid, like, pretend that he was, inking
To,
in
like,
the line
fill it
for it.
in.
It was like
Yeah.
fucking professional comic book colorist, like this incredible detailed realistic drawing from this 9-year-old. You're like, fuck off, like just
Like, if they wanted to make it realistic, they should have done the how to draw anime, like how to draw manga.
God, I need an edit of this
Art
that just shows him drawing in
it
like
shows him drawing
fucking-
the giant manga eyes. And
Yeah.
style. Like it looks like Mega Tokyo. Then it would have been right, or like he's drawing and it's just that fucking cool S.
yes. Oh my god.
That's all he had to do. That's all they had to
Yep.
do
Yeah.
was draw a cool S, and it would have been perfect. It would have made sense. I'm like, that is a kid.
Mm-hmm.
That is definitely a kid who draws. I know that kid.
But yeah, he has some
But
really
no.
stilted language and stuff most of the time too. Sorry, cat kicking off all my papers.
Yep, you kicked off all your
Kicked
papers.
off all my
in front
papers.
of the webcam.
Destructo Cat is here. Fuck.
Destructo Cat is destroying this podcast.
Destructo Cat, you're destroying my life. But
My whole life ruined by Destructo Cat.
oh god, he's got. But yeah, like the kid has like just this really stilted way of talking and everything. Like it just.
Yeah.
It made it. The kid doesn't talk or act like a child at all. Like
No.
the kid is very much like a 40-year-old man in a 10-year-old body in the way that they've written him. It's ridiculous.
Well, that's because the writer was imagining themselves
Yes.
when they wrote the
Yeah,
story.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is it like the writer doesn't understand
Yeah.
children in the slightest, and it's super written
No.
weird and creepy and like
That was something else. I felt like these kids should have been like 16.
yes, yeah, because they're
They had like 8-year-olds or something. It felt way too.
yeah. I think they
young
were like
for what they
10
doing.
probably.
8 or 10, around there. But it felt like they should have been like teenagers.
Yes, it feels like they were. Well, because the way that they talk, like what child, when their dying friend is with them, goes like, "Well, thank you for the adventure of a lifetime."
Thank you for your self-sacrifice, RoboRex.
They're gonna remove his brain from this RoboRex, and then they can put the brain of the actual Rex back into this one,
Thank
and
you.
then
For the
thank you for
adventure
the
of a lifetime.
Like,
yeah, it's
yeah.
just such a stilted, weird way of talking. It's so bad. Like, it's not the way that people talk. Never, like, not even kids. It's not even the way people talk, but it's definitely not the way that kids talk. It's
This movie was written by an alien.
yeah, yes.
That's what
It
comes
felt
down
like
to.
there was going to be an alien in it, and it turns out there was, and it was the writers the whole
It
time.
was the writer. Oh man, another thing this movie has is Zack Snyder slow-mo scenes.
It has a lot of them. It does a lot of really bad
like,
CG slow-mo.
rubble exploding and flying through the air in slow-mo towards characters that then slow down as they like matrix backwards, like
Yes. Yes.
and then like another attack happens to like stop them in midair so that the rubble just falls to the ground like Marvel style.
Sound
It's
waves are
fucking
also
weird.
magic in this movie. Every attack and every like thing that the Destructo Dog and RoboRex do are sound attacks. And sound attacks can freeze time, break walls in perfect circles, like open file cabinets. It can do whatever you need. Anything you want. That's what sound waves are for.
This movie reminded me a little bit. Some of the CG, anyway, reminds me a little bit of The Amazing Bulk.
Yes.
If you've ever heard of
Yes,
that.
I know about the Amazing Bulk, yeah.
Like a really shitty CG Purple Hulk on, like, green screen backgrounds.
Yeah.
Just like running through a scene, but it's clearly not, like, in that scene. It's just on top of it.
Yeah, the first couple times they had CG in this, I was like, that's not too bad. And then they...
Yeah, but then they showed more.
Then they started showing more of it, and they started showing it more closely, like...
Because the problem was they got confident in their CG.
Yes.
And they did not have the budget to be confident in their CG.
They did not have the competence or the budget to be confident in it. They very much did a whole thing of...
Yeah.
Like, the CG at first, when it was from far away kind of done, it was like, okay, this is pretty competent. And then they started having, like, RoboRex and Destructocat fighting close-ups and stuff, and, like, talking to each other and different things, and you're like, oh
no.
You can't just, you can't fill the screen with only RoboRex, because then you can see how bad RoboRex actually looks.
It's a classic blunder, right? If they wanted to have their CG look good, quote unquote, they should have done it at night in the rain. So dark you can't even see what's happening. I'm talking about Justice League again, the original Justice League shot. Fuck. No, sorry. I saw the slow-mo and I thought Zack Snyder, and I fucked up the movies in my head.
Is Neelix in that one too? Who's Neelix?
Neelix is in everything.
Neelix is in everything. They should put Neelix in everything.
Neelix is fucking... That's a character.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, of all we talked about, like the dad is an awful actor. The kid is even worse. The main child. Yes. And Neelix is fucking fantastic.
He's Eggman.
Neelix is great. He's this weird cross between
Eggman,
Christopher Lloyd, Eggman, and oh god, what had we said? Doc Ock. He's very much like channeling a bunch of different things like that, and it's kind of fantastic most of the time. He's really good. He betrays himself from the future, which was one of my favorite things.
Yeah. He betrays himself. The other weird scene was that when he tricked the Klingon that was trying to have sex with the kid's dad to go away so that he could have sex with the Klingon instead. That was a very weird scene.
It was strange.
I'm glad they put it in. Because it added a lot of character to him. Neelix is a very complicated character.
I don't know how to Star Trek this. Please don't Star Trek this with me.
It's Neelix from Star Trek.
All I know is that at one point Captain Janeway kills the Tuvix? What is it?
Something
yeah,
like that,
when he gets like melded in a transporter, and she fucking kills him. Much like how RoboRex kills this child in this. Because at one point, the RoboCat shows up to kill them, and he teleports him away. And it's like, oh, you can do that? And it's like, you just murdered that child. Teleporters don't work that way. You had to demolecularize him and make a clone.
He dematerialized him, moved him somewhere else, and then recombined his atoms. Presumably in the correct order.
Presumably.
But, like, if you fuck that up even a little bit, guess what? Your small intestine's gone, kid.
You got a Brundlefly situation. Nobody wants a Brundlefly.
Yeah, that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
There's some...
Unless you're Jeff Goldblum, then it works out in your favor.
Yeah. I mean, anytime that you want to melt somebody with your spit, you can always just Brundlefly yourself.
It worked in Man's Best Friend.
It did. It sure did. Well, that wasn't spit, to be fair.
Wait, do you think Man's Best Friend, that genetic dog, was created from a teleporting incident with, like, a xenomorph? It could have happened.
Basically. I mean, that's basically what it was. I mean, yeah. He was pissing acid, so...
Y'all need to listen to that episode. That episode's good. Anyway, so... This movie's fucking weird, is I guess what we're getting at.
It's hard to talk about because it feels like it's a pastiche of like 5 or 6 other different movies that it's just pulling from.
Yeah.
Like, that's why we're talking about all the characters. Like, the character of the villain feels like a Doc Ock / Dr. Robotnik / like Christopher Lloyd, because that's what it is.
Yeah.
It feels like they're like, oh, these are some cool movies. Let's pull from these. And it doesn't really have any reason for doing it other than, I don't know, we like this movie, I guess, so let's do it this way.
Like, the beginning of the film's whatever. It's just a breakfast machine.
Yes.
And then introduce the kid. He's getting bullied. Who gives a shit? But they did introduce the anti-bully ranger / journalist kid / stalker kid.
Yeah.
Who is our other main character that just introduces herself and then forces her way into the plot.
That's the most accurate, like, thing that they did for children, though, because children will do that. They'll just be going on the playground, they'll walk up to another kid and they're like, you're my friend now. And it's like,
you're my friend now.
But you're my friend.
We're doing this now.
We're doing this now.
Yeah, but okay, but when they introduced Destructocat.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a comet that's flying from the air. We thought it was an alien thing.
Well, because why the fuck did it come from the air?
Like, why would it come from space, right? Because if it traveled through time, why would it fall through space? I don't fucking know.
They don't explain that. It's just to fake you out.
But it's an egg pod.
Yes.
That looks like a xenomorph egg, but metallic. That crashes into the Earth. But it's specifically at the abandoned factory from The Howling 2.
Yes.
Which I don't know why.
It's a post-apocalyptic hellscape all of a sudden. Like, this child is sitting in his house. He hears a meteor scream overhead, looks up, gets on his bike, rides his bike for 2 minutes, and suddenly he's in, like, fucking abandoned factories in the middle of Detroit.
Yeah, and there's, like, cat people jumping around going...
Yes. Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck? What happened here?
Like to play too, don't we, Deacon?
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Rough play.
What the fuck's going on?
He travels through time immediately into Mad Max.
Yeah, what the shit? But then, like, journalist kid just walks up and is like, hey, I know that, like, that pod just exploded and everything else happened, but I missed it. Can you tell me everything that happened? Oh, there was, like, a robot cat, and he blew a hole in the wall, and there was an egg pod, and then it blew up. Oh, cool.
Yep.
Hey, you want to be friends?
All right, sounds good. Yeah.
All right. Then
the way that she introduces herself to you kind of didn't do her full justice, because the kids are bullying him, and she just walks up and inserts herself. But the way that she does it too is she's like, "Do you want me to tell everybody that you use your teddy at night?" And he's like, "What?" And she's like, "I've got the photos to prove it." And she's like, "Got photos from in his house." Like, she'd have had to be in his house to take those photos.
She snuck in his house and took blackmail photos of him.
What are you gonna do about it, Kara?
I'll tell everyone you still sleep with your little teddy weddy at night.
But you just told everybody that.
Oh, they'll believe me.
Oh shit, she's got blackmail material. Oh fuck!
What the fuck?
Don't bother.
How did
Does it matter?
Yes, it matters.
Yes.
Invasion of privacy.
So much. Oh boy, it matters so much. It'll matter to the fucking cops that are coming for you.
What's your name?
He was standing in front of his refrigerator too, so she was in his kitchen.
Yes.
Taking photos of him creepily.
As a photographer, I can tell you right now, she had to be 10 feet away from him in the house. Like, watching it.
Well, maybe she disguised herself as another piece of, like, you know, appliance or something.
Yeah. She's just hiding behind the curtains like Gilly the Blade.
An oven curtain or something. Yeah, she's just standing behind the oven curtain with a hole cut in it for a camera.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
It was...
This kid's fucking weird.
I love this kid. This kid was actually great.
We didn't even mention that Destructo Cat can fly, did we? Like,
no, Destructo Cat can fly because it's way easier to animate than having it walk.
It doesn't have to do animation costs.
It just
moving
now
legs.
It's a still image that just floats.
Yeah, it's way cheaper.
Yep, that's all it is. It's just a still. It's a still CG image that floats.
When they did animate walking, it looked awful. So...
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I get why they would do it.
It's a solution.
Yeah, it looked so much worse when they actually make RoboRex walk, because RoboRex walks, and they try not to do it too much, and that's a good thing, because boy, it looks bad.
They tried to throw in some lore about how the robots work, which I didn't really like, but it was kind of interesting. Like, they run on battery power, because they're robots.
Yeah.
And there's two ways that they can charge their battery, right?
Through their ass, yes.
One is through their ass, which they plug into a wall socket.
Yeah, you just got a normal house socket, that's enough for you to power your teleporter.
The other is a very small... extending solar panel
that extends out from underneath the head and is therefore blocked by the shadow of the head.
The sun cannot get to it.
It comes out of the chest of the dog underneath its head, and it's a tiny solar panel. Like, when you're talking about tiny, we're talking it's like 2 inches high by 5 inches wide.
It raises a lot of questions about, like, why didn't they just put solar panels on the top of the dog?
It's a very good question.
So it always charges while it's outside, and then...
I have another question
Like,
for
why
you.
does it need... Yeah.
Why does it have a fidget spinner on the front of its chest, but then it has to give him a fidget spinner from out of its body for him to use on something else? And then it has to give him a different third fidget spinner later on for a different plot reason.
Magic. Fidget spinners are magic in this universe. All right?
Fidget spinners are magic in our own universe. Let's make this clear.
So, for some reason, they thought fidget spinners looked really fucking cool.
Well, it was 2014. They probably had 12 free ones, is why. They probably went to conventions and got a bunch of free ones. They glued one to the front chest of RoboRex, which is just there for looks, right? Yeah, it's never used
it's supposed to be like a flux capacitor looking thing. And then RoboRex's back opens, and there's another fidget spinner, which you can put on your forehead, which then allows RoboRex to, like, hear your thoughts?
Yeah, he can mentally mind meld with you.
What?
I realize I said mentally mind meld. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. He can mind take Mentalk. He mind melds with things. Fidget spinner mind melder.
I guess.
Why? Okay. This raises a question. Why did future James create a fidget spinner mind melding device for his RoboRex he was sending back in time?
I can answer that, but I have to give you spoiler tags for it for the end of the movie.
I know, but like...
What is that?
I'm saving him. I'm saving him onto RoboRex's memory bank.
This is some bullshit.
Yeah.
This must be right. This has to be how it happened. Come on.
This is not where I thought this movie was going to go at the beginning.
At the beginning, no.
No.
Sorry, son. He's gone.
He's dead. They killed the dog. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I love that this... How does this shit always happen? Why do they always have, like, weird paramedics doing this shit?
I don't know.
Look.
Why do I feel pain? I don't understand. You've given me sentience. I don't want it. Take it back. Take it back.
Because he knew that he needed it because it happened in the past, which then creates a plot hole.
Oh yeah, no, time travel's fucked. You can't do...
But,
yeah.
Like...
But, the whole mind meld fidget spinner thing. I have another different question for you about RoboRex, which is... So, Destructo Cat and RoboRex have their fight, and at one point, RoboRex gets thrown and, like, whimpers in agony. To which I have raised the question of, why program your dog with pain?
Well, okay, so it's because it's a real dog's brain. So he wanted to make sure the dog could still feel things. Specifically pain.
Specifically pain. I would like to make sure that my dog can feel pain and sadness still. Thank you.
It's because James is a real motherfucker.
Yeah!
That's what it comes down to, really.
Master, why did you give me agony? Why am I cursed with sentience and pain in this immortal body?
Yeah, that's true. Another question, if RoboRex can teleport, why didn't he just teleport into Professor Apocalypse's lab and kill him?
I was gonna say, why didn't he teleport himself into Professor Apocalypse's brain and just explode his head?
Teleport into his body and explode him. Yeah. Or grab Professor Apocalypse and teleport him to the top of the Grand Canyon and drop him.
There's a lot of good questions that you could ask.
Why didn't he just do that? Problem solved. Movie done. You don't need to do anything.
Yeah.
RoboRex also is a jetpack.
But that's only... Well, hold up. That's only when it was plot
only
important
sometimes
later on.
When it was important,
Not when it would have been useful from, say, running away from Destructo Cat.
Well, they didn't want to show it during that scene because it looked awful, and they wanted to show the jetpack as little as possible.
Yeah, they didn't need to do it then either. They could have just had him use a ladder. He just walks up to an area and instead uses the jetpack.
Why didn't journalist kid / stalker kid just take her rope ladder that she used to stalk into James's bedroom.
Yeah, she just...
and use that to climb there. She had a rope ladder that she could connect to a window that was 15 feet up.
Yeah, it's one of the, like, house fire escape ladders that you can get for, like...
Yeah.
But she apparently has some kind of magic power that lets her throw it up and attach it from the ground.
It reminded me of Clarissa Explains It All, where, like, characters would just show up in her window for no reason all the time.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah, she just pops into his house whenever she wants. She's a fucking maniac. Yeah. I love it.
What a weirdo.
Anyway, so Professor Apocalypse starts betraying himself immediately because Destructo Cat was sent back in time by Professor Apocalypse, which raised the question of, wait, but the reason why he sent the cat back in time is so that he can find the discovery of the formula / element thing that will let him go back in time, which he doesn't have in the future. That's why they have to stop him from getting it now. But then how did he send the RoboCat back in time? It's fine.
I think it's because they very poorly explain this.
Do they?
They do explain it. So the reason that he can't go back in time is because the time travel that he currently created can only move electronics / robots back in time. So he needs the crystal to make it so he can go in time as well. I think that's what they tried to explain.
Okay.
That or time travel only works on robots.
Fuck it, I don't know. It's fucking stupid. So... Yeah, he's sent it back in passing. He's like, just get me the time crystal and send it to me in the future. And he's like, as the evil character, I sense a chance to double-cross someone. Myself.
Fuck that guy. He's just some old asshole.
Yeah, he even says that a couple times. He's like, what am I supposed to help out that old prick just because he's me? It's like,
yeah, fuck him.
Okay, sure. I have decided to betray myself.
I'm not Professor Apocalypse, you dumb idiot. I'm the Great Jenkins. I'm a different villain now.
God, right. He does say that. I forgot about that.
Because he betrays himself, so it becomes a different villain. And then Professor Apocalypse from the future just stops showing up at that point, because he's changed time.
I guess. Yeah, the timeline's changed.
What?
He's now the Great Jenkins. Yes.
Because he only became Professor Apocalypse when he didn't interfere with himself. See?
I guess.
So the timeline branched.
Except that they reconnect the timelines at the end though. There's like a whole thing where they show that it's obviously the same timeline, right? We're supposed to be.
Let me get the board.
let's primer this. Have you ever seen Primer?
All right, let's go on. All right, so Professor Apocalypse,
is in timeline A.
Timeline A.
Go on. Yeah. Timeline B has James and RoboRex.
Okay.
Where like they're
this is getting complicated.
So in timeline in the main timeline, so timeline Prime, the movie takes place in. At the end of the movie, spoiler alert, RoboRex fucking dies.
Correct.
And then that means
RoboRex is fucking dead.
And that lets him reconnect the timelines by taking the fidget spinner out and mind melding his dog back into RoboRex, because Rex also dies, the dog that they have in real life.
Right, because he thinks that the reason that RoboRex exists is because he put the brain of Rex into RoboRex, and the only possible way that could have happened was in this exact scenario where RoboRex sacrificed himself to upload his consciousness as a virus into Destructo Cat, which then erased his mind, that then got rewritten by the original Rex's brain, and then at some point after he did that, with James fiddling around in RoboRex's body, he gave RoboRex, which is normal Rex, sentience.
So RoboRex had to come from timeline B then, because RoboRex wasn't created in timeline A, because RoboRex no longer has an origin point, or RoboRex's origin point.
Yeah, because the origin point is gone. So I think we're in timeline C now. technically,
Maybe.
right? Because at some point in timeline A, which is the original RoboRex timeline, original Rex must have just died of old age or was getting there. So he uploaded his brain into RoboRex, right? It couldn't be the exact
it has
same
to be
scenario.
different things. So we're branching out to a different timeline. Okay, now it's all making sense. Now the movie's now we're clicking. The movie's going now. I can't wait for the sequel, which they set up for some reason.
This is like a fucking Zelda timeline.
It's really stupid.
What is this?
Well, also, like, oh god, just the ending sacrifice scene is okay. So I don't know, a bunch of bullshit happens in between here. There's no reason to talk about the plot of this movie. This plot is fucking useless. They have adventures. They run around trying to stop Professor Apocalypse. There's nothing really to talk about. There's not a lot that happens, honestly. His dad doesn't believe him and hates him, and then eventually his dad sees a floating cat monster thing and goes, "Oh my god, my son wasn't a lying little shithead. I guess that I should love him, even though I'm incapable of love as a cop."
His dad is specifically the dad from "As Your Father, I Expressly Forbid It" from the great artist Lemon.
Yes, correct. But so there's this whole thing, and then I don't know, his dad makes up. They go and find the lab. Professor Apocalypse / Great Jenkins, whatever, is having his experiment fall apart because he's a dumbass, and
it's
they need to shut it down.
So he's trying to make a time machine because he doesn't trust his future self to get the crystal. He's like, fuck my future self, I'll make my own time machine with blackjack and hookers.
Yeah, I don't need anybody. I don't need myself even. Fuck this.
Yeah. So he just tells him to fuck off and makes his own time machine instead.
Without even using the crystal, which is like, wait, what's the point what's the point of the crystal then? What's the point of the crystal then?
The crystal's like a stabilizer.
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. 'Cause it's like, well, I don't need the crystal. I'll just do it myself. Okay. Anyway, so then the thing's blowing up. They bring back the Rube Goldberg machine in one of the worst scenes I've ever seen in a movie. Some of the worst CG for sure.
Two 10-year-old children push on a steel girder, which then breaks it in half.
Yes.
And starts a chain reaction of various girders and lights and equipment falling until it breaks a pipe that pours a bunch of water on a radioactive fucking core
that was overheating.
That the child was previously holding with his bare hand.
Yes.
Because RoboRex didn't tell him it was
Because RoboRex told him to pull out the cores. It's fine. Don't worry about it. By the way, did I tell you that I hate you for programming me with pain? See you in 20 years with the cancer fucker.
Christ. I saw Chernobyl. The shit goes bad quick. Like, that kid ain't living. No.
So yeah, there's the whole thing of that.
Jesus.
And then because they pushed over a girder, they're like, oh no, now the building's collapsing. So they have to get out of the building. They teleport out. But Destructo Cat's still alive. And the only way to stop him is to sacrifice himself by mentally uploading himself into the cat monster?
Yep.
What? Why is that the only way?
First they bring the paramedics to say your dog has died and cover him with a sheet.
Well, no, they don't do that first. No. He does the upload first.
Okay. They upload his brain
into the cat.
The paramedic shows up. It's like, your dog's fucking dead, kid. Throws a blanket over it. And then drags his body away.
There's an ambulance and fire trucks, and a paramedic runs over to the dog, the only thing injured, and is like, don't think he's gonna make it. And it's like, wait, are you a vet?
Yeah.
Sorry, that just killed me. That whole scene of this paramedic running over and checking him out and everything. And when you say they throw a sheet over the dog, they throw a bed sheet over the dog.
RoboRex is dying, by the way, or regular Rex is dying, which is soon to be RoboRex. Let me get the timeline out again. I need to figure this out. But Rex is dying because Rex went after Destructo Cat, who was just blasting.
Mm-hmm.
And grabbed its leg, and then its sound wave shot him into a fucking wall and crushed his bones.
Yes. Correct. It's really violent, actually. I was really... Yes. It was like, ooh, that looks awful.
after a few close calls with like CGI lasers. Yeah.
Some of those CGI lasers very obviously would have blown that dog the fuck up. There's a couple of explosions right beside the dog that were like,
But like this dog has a brutal death.
Yes.
For what is this movie?
Mm-hmm.
It's wild. I'm surprised they didn't hit him with a car. Right?
It's a new low that we've seen. We've seen so many car deaths.
Yeah.
We have to spice it up every once in a while. And then when the vet's covering him over, he like sticks the fidget spinner on the dog's head and then re-uploads it into the RoboRex. But none of it matters because the cat is fine. So why did they need
the cat is also
he
fine
also
and good now. Yeah.
programs the cat to be good cat. So why did...
And also the cat can turn back time.
If he could just do that, why did he need to have the dog sacrifice?
It's because they had to remerge the timeline to get regular Rex into RoboRex's body, right? They couldn't have two Rexes past the timeline. That would have broke reality.
God, I'd love to...
Right?
We didn't even get into the fact that when the lab is going on and they make the teleporter, the portal just suddenly starts forming the words James, which is the main character's name.
I think you mentioned that.
I mentioned it in passing, but it's just like, what the fuck? And it's like, oh, my mother must have been sending me messages through time. And it's like, how the fuck does that work? And how does it... Oh, God. And then they don't explain it at all. He's like, oh, it's a map back to her. And it's like, wait, so is she not dead? Is she lost in time? And then they just drop it.
I was
then
confused
they never
about
it
that.
Again.
Yeah. Like, it's almost like... there's a comic series that's really good called Paper Girls that came out over the last few years, which is basically about the same thing, right? Kids fucking up the timeline and going back in time. And in the future, it's a CEO of Apple that's trying to fix the timeline. If you ever read Paper Girls, read Paper Girls, by the way. It's a similar thing, though, of like kids fucking up the timeline and trying to fix it in some way. Mm-hmm. Except in this case, there's also Terminator.
In this one, they don't care about fixing the timeline, though. They just keep
and they don't give a
up.
shit. They just keep breaking the timeline and then destroying and erasing those futures.
Yes.
But like, how did the mom... Like, the mom's gone.
Yeah.
I thought the mom fucking died. And it's a single parent thing, like they do in every movie, where they have, like, pictures of the mom and the dad starts crying. And they did do, like, a scene like that.
Yeah. Well, except that they don't have the dad crying because he can't show emotion.
He doesn't have emotions. Not the dad, the actor. But...
not the dad, but Brent himself. I think it's Brent, right?
Yeah,
Isn't
the
that
actor.
his name?
Something like that. So she must have... The reason she disappeared and why he's a single parent is because she must have gone back in time. She must have been sent through time with her research of the crystal that she encoded with the element that creates time travel for humans, but she's stuck in the past and is sending messages to the future, specifically through the time travel machine that Jenkins / Professor Apocalypse created to prove that his future self is a dick and he could do it on his own.
But it has to be decoded by RoboRex, because RoboRex is the one that decodes it for the child after they take photos of it, because they shone a light through the prism, and so then the RoboRex programs it, but he goes, oh wow, maybe someday someone will decode this, and the RoboRex responds, well, yes, you do, which means that the RoboRex from here came from someone who did decode the timeline, but doesn't know how to decode it himself because he's a different RoboRex, maybe? So there's like another timeline where that RoboRex came from, where it decodes the timeline for itself, and maybe it loops in.
And the only way that she can send messages is by rearranging molecules in a nuclear reactor time machine, which has a window that you can watch the molecules from.
Yes.
To observe them.
Yeah. Well, listen, you've got to be able to see all those cool radioactive particles beaming straight into your brain to give you the cancer.
Couldn't she have sent a message that was larger than 5 characters?
Couldn't she have just come through herself? She discovered the secrets of
she
time
has
travel.
time travel. She has time travel. So why is she stuck? Is her machine broken?
I don't know. Did
she go to prehistoric times?
None of this is clarified. None of...
Did she go back to kill Hitler? And accidentally killed someone else. It's like, oh, fuck.
Now the time machine's stuck forever.
Yeah, and she... Maybe she branched off to Timeline D.
God, Sorry, all of this talk is reminding me very much of the German TV show Dark, which, by the way, you need to watch Dark. The idea of RoboRex not having an origin point is the number one thing that makes me think of Dark, and God, Dark is an incredible time travel story, and does all of this, but does it all the right way, and it's incredible, and I want to make some dark jokes, but I can't make any dark jokes because it's all spoilers, and also it's just way too good.
Yeah.
I can't drag it down to this movie's level.
Yeah. One thing we didn't mention is that for some reason, Professor
Neelix.
Prospector Jenkins. I'm Prospector Jenkins.
Prospector Neelix Jenkins. Yes.
Neelix Jenkins. So Professor Apocalypse could send robots back in time that snap. And they make snap noises. So, like, as all villains should, they should snap to do things.
Yes.
So when they snap, they take away half the population, as we all understand from the Marvel universe. Because if you've seen those films, you understand that that's how that works.
Yeah, like all the famous
like
Marvel movies where villains snap. West
Side Story,
Avengers,
like
West Side
Avengers,
Story,
Grease, Yeah, and then they have a dance-off where they snap, and then people are just disappearing from the dance-off. Like, why didn't he just do that?
If they had ended this movie with a dance-off, I'd like it more.
No, that's the DDR movie. That's a different film.
God, I actually do want to watch those. But there are some DDR deathmatch apocalypse films. There's a series of that, and I actually need to see it. But don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Back to this movie. We don't want to talk about this movie, as I can tell. Both of us are like, let's talk about other films that are better than this. Well,
we don't need to talk about the plot because there isn't a plot.
No, so, it's all just loosely connected
and the plot is
garbage.
So confusing, and yeah.
All of it's confusing and nonsensical, and none of it, there are no motivations for characters that make any sense, because the character, the bad guy is doing it to get free energy, but then he's doing it to actually get time travel because he realizes that he can take over the world, which is like, wait, but you were going to provide free energy to everybody 5 minutes ago. Why?
And at the end, he gets teleported to Mushroom Zone.
Yeah. It's super strange. I don't know. They leave a lot of hanging threads. The code for his mom trapped in time, Professor Eggman going back to the Mushroom Zone.
The after credits call from Tails. It makes no sense. So there's another thing about this film. They don't actually resolve any of their actual morality points. There's bullying. Bullying never gets resolved. They never deal with the bullying.
No, she blackmails that one kid, and then he just kind of exits the movie. There's a lot of...
he still bullies him later on when RoboRex is in the backpack. And then the way they resolve it is RoboRex teleports him away. They never resolve the bullying.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the kid tries to bully him again, and RoboRex teleports him again, and then he leaves the movie. You're right. Yeah.
When James goes back to school the next day, he's gonna get bullied again.
Yeah, they don't even show the kid. Yeah, you're right. Her blackmailing him didn't even resolve the bullying because he still bullies him afterwards, and they just run away, and then they never show the bully again.
Yeah, that kid's getting a knuckle sandwich.
Yep.
There's negligent parents that don't care about their kids. That never gets resolved because they think their kid is lying the whole movie. And then when they find out he's not lying, he's like, yeah, well, let that be a lesson to you. That's what'll happen if you lie. That's the message.
Yeah.
There's single parent part is part of that. There's negligence to animals. There's, they never actually resolved the Terminator 2 thing, I guess, other than kind of killing the Terminator cat, but then bringing it back as a normal cat. That's a robot. It's fine. They can reverse time in very specific areas.
Localized entirely in your kitchen. This RoboCat's reversing time. Can I see it?
Can I see it? It's the Aurora Borealis. It's some bullshit. Nothing gets resolved in this film because they leave it open for a series, because it's supposed to be The Adventures of RoboRex. This was supposed to be like a pilot movie for a series, I guess.
I feel like that has
thought.
to be it, right?
And then that never happened, because instead they made the Doctor Who dog series, and they're like, yeah, let's just make that one instead.
Is there a Doctor Who dog series?
Yes. It's based around, God, what's her face? It's part of like the Torchwood and
really?
There's like 3 series that all match into the
into the
like
Doctor
the first
Who
reboot of Doctor Who.
Because everybody's got to have a universe now, but
yeah,
I didn't know there was a dog
They made those
one.
3 series, and then they all combined at the like season 4 finale of the reboot or whatever.
All right. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? They are making actual. I just realized they are actually making references to Terminator 2 for sure in this movie.
On purpose?
I bet, because in the cast listing I just looked over, the reporter girl that saves the kid is named Kara Reese.
Oh.
So and then like the bully is Kyle. Like okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
I did think it was a little weird at the end of the movie when RoboRex just jumped in a vat of like molten metal and then thumbs up as he sunk into it, barking. Weird. Why did you make me feel pain? Thumbs up.
I'm not doing this of my own free volition. You programmed me to do this. Why did you program me to do this? And the kid's like, Terminator 2 rules. Dog's like, fuck you,
Terminator
human.
2.
What's great to the dogs?
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about this movie anymore. This movie it's actually shot really well. There's a few shots that I like that were kind of cool. Like the cinematography is actually okay.
Sure. Yeah.
The CG looks like fucking TV CG. It's not the worst that we've seen, but it's not good.
Correct.
The cinematography is pretty great in a couple of different spots, and like much better than you'd expect from what we're talking about this movie. The writing and acting are the most stilted, weird shit from this. That's the stuff that's just buck wild. But
yeah, agreed.
The Rex gets like one pet at the end of the movie when he's dying.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we can call the paramedic checking him a pet. Other than that, they don't pet Rex. But Rex does have a service bell that says ring for service or something, and he like rings it.
He has a ring for pets and ring for play. It's a ring for service, but yeah, and they play frisbee and hide and seek with Rex.
Yes, they do a couple things like that.
Pet. That's kind of a pet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They treat Rex good. We'll put it this way. They don't pet Rex.
Yeah.
But they treat Rex good. Rex has a lot of fun. And the dog actually rings a bell to get the kid's attention a couple times, which is fucking fantastic.
Rex is also a really cute golden retriever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we mentioned that. Yeah. How would you rate Rex then?
On a pain out of 10. His existence is agony. Wow. I don't know why they did this to this cute dog. They made him into this horrible monster.
I would rate. So it's weird because Rex and RoboRex are technically the same dog, but different dogs from different timelines, depending on when they exist and what body they're in.
Mm-hmm.
The Golden Retriever Rex from Timeline A.
From Primeline, yes.
From Prime, I would rate as an 11 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
That is a very good boy that is very protective and will take on a Destructo Cat like it's nothing.
He did fight that Destructo Cat. That's true.
Yeah. RoboRex, which is technically normal Rex from Timeline Prime, which then becomes RoboRex from Timeline Beta, which is not the same RoboRex as from Timeline C. It's kind of weird.
I feel like RoboRex, when we were wondering, like, well, why does RoboRex need to upload his consciousness to erase himself to stop the cat? Especially because, like, that's not explained, and it's especially undercut by the fact they can just resurrect the cat afterwards. My guess is that RoboRex wanted to be free from his prison.
Yeah, I would say RoboRex is like a Mary Sue out of 10.
God, yeah. The child especially, even more, but...
Yeah. But then RoboRex's consciousness that gets uploaded into RoboRex's body by a fidget spinner in timeline C, because we branched again, is still a very good boy.
Yes.
And I would give that RoboRex an 11 out of 10.
That one gets a 12 out of 10. They made him better and stronger. A little bit more. Yeah. That dog is like barking and stuff inside of the RoboRex shell. So it does really give you the question of, well, when does the dog learn, like, English and becomes hyper intelligent?
Yeah, that's another question.
There's so many holes in this thing. It's a fucking Swiss cheese of a movie.
There's also the scene where, like, RoboRex is malfunctioning and just keeps saying James, like, press X to James.
Yes, I forgot about that.
And then the kid just bonks him on the head.
Yeah, the kid just fucking smacks him around until he stops it.
Yeah, like a fucking jukebox.
Hey.
I'm the boss. I fixed your RoboRex.
He's a super genius. All you gotta do is just hit it once and it works again.
Just whack it. This is a really weird movie.
This movie was wild. But like not in an interesting way. I want to emphasize that. This movie is boring as shit. I didn't pay attention to half of it. It sucked.
Yeah.
I paid attention to all of it, but it was not easy to pay attention to. This movie was as agonizing as existence inside of a horrible metal shell dictated to you from some master who's from the future.
I have a confession to make. Mm-hmm. 3 days ago, future me from 10 years from now messaged me and told me not to eat that sushi. And I told him to fuck off and had it anyway.
Oh no. And that's what made you think of RoboRex, and that's why we had to watch it? God damn it, boy, because you've destroyed the timelines.
It was bad sushi. Never again.
Thanks for watching.
But you know what? I erased that future me, and he could fuck off.
Future me told me not to eat that sushi, but what does that old fuck know? Fuck him. That was the wildest shit from the main villain. That he's just like, what the fuck do you know, future me, you piece of shit? Go get fucked, asshole. What a goddamn movie.
My whole life ruined by Destructo Cat.